Q6415. A pilot in a multi-engine land airplane is planning to practice IFR procedures under a hood in VMC conditions. The safety pilot must possess at least a recreational pilot certificate with an airplane rating, b. private pilot certificate with airplane multi-engine land rating and a current medical certificate, c. private pilot certificate with airplane and instrument ratings, but a current medical certificate is not required. The correct answer is B. The safety pilot must possess at least a private pilot certificate with an airplane multi-engine land rating and a current medical certificate. When conducting practice instrument flight rules, IFR, procedures under simulated instrument conditions, wearing a hood, in visual meteorological conditions, VMC, it is essential to have a qualified safety pilot on board. The correct option specifies the necessary qualifications for the safety pilot in such a scenario. To serve as a safety pilot during these practice sessions, the individual must hold a private pilot certificate with an airplane multi-engine land rating. This rating demonstrates their competency in operating multi-engine aircraft. Additionally, the safety pilot must possess a current medical certificate, indicating that they meet the medical standards required for pilot certification. Having a safety pilot with a private pilot certificate and an airplane multi-engine land rating ensures that they have the necessary knowledge and skills to assist the pilot in conducting safe flight operations during IFR practice sessions. The safety pilot's presence is crucial for maintaining visual lookout, monitoring instruments and controls, and assisting with communication and navigation tasks. It is important to note that a current medical certificate is required for the safety pilot, as it verifies their physical fitness to perform flight duties. This medical certificate ensures that the safety pilot does not have any medical conditions that may compromise their ability to fulfill their responsibilities effectively. By adhering to these requirements, pilots and safety pilots demonstrate their commitment to maintaining a high level of safety and proficiency during IFR practice sessions. The collaboration between the pilot and safety pilot contributes to a safe and effective learning environment, enhancing the pilot's skills and ensuring the overall safety of the flight. Q6441. What is the minimum fuel requirement for flight under VFR at night in an airplane? Enough to fly to A. the first point of intended landing and to fly after that for 20 minutes at normal cruise speed. B. the first point of intended landing and to fly after that for 30 minutes at normal cruise speed. C. the first point of intended landing and to fly after that for 45 minutes at normal cruise speed. The correct answer is C. The minimum fuel requirement for flight under visual flight rules, VFR, at night in an airplane is enough to fly to the first point of intended landing and to continue flying for an additional 45 minutes at normal cruise speed. When operating an aircraft under VFR conditions at night, it is essential to carry an adequate amount of fuel to ensure a margin of safety and allow for unforeseen circumstances or diversions. The correct option specifies the minimum fuel requirement for such flights. According to regulations, pilots must have enough fuel on board to reach their first point of intended landing. In addition to this, they are required to carry extra fuel that allows for an additional 45 minutes of flight at normal cruise speed. This additional fuel reserve provides a buffer in case of unexpected delays, diversions, or the need to remain airborne longer than planned. The 45-minute fuel reserve serves as a safety measure and allows pilots to have sufficient fuel to reach an alternate airport or find a suitable landing site in the event of an emergency or unforeseen circumstances. It provides an additional level of flexibility and ensures that pilots can safely navigate their aircraft even if the initial landing destination becomes unavailable or inaccessible. Adhering to the minimum fuel requirement for VFR flight at night promotes safety and responsible flight planning. By carrying the required fuel reserves, pilots mitigate the risks associated with fuel exhaustion, enhance their ability to respond to unforeseen situations, and prioritize the well-being of everyone on board. It is essential for pilots to understand and comply with these regulations, as they contribute to the overall safety and efficiency of flight operations conducted under VFR at night. 6442. What is the minimum fuel requirement for flight under VFR during daylight hours in an airplane? Enough to fly to A. the first point of intended landing and to fly after that for 20 minutes at normal cruise speed. B. the first point of intended landing and to fly after that for 30 minutes at normal cruise speed. C. the first point of intended landing and to fly after that for 45 minutes at normal cruise speed. The correct answer is B. The minimum fuel requirement for flight under visual flight rules, VFR, during daylight hours in an airplane is enough to fly to the first point of intended landing and to continue flying for an additional 30 minutes at normal cruise speed. When conducting VFR flights during daylight hours, it is crucial to have an adequate fuel supply to ensure a safe and efficient journey. The correct option specifies the minimum fuel requirement for such flights. According to regulations, pilots must carry enough fuel on board to reach their first point of intended landing. In addition to this, they are required to have extra fuel that allows for an additional 30 minutes of flight at normal cruise speed. This additional fuel reserve provides a margin of safety and allows for unforeseen circumstances or unexpected delays. The 30-minute fuel reserve is an essential component of flight planning as it ensures that pilots have sufficient fuel to safely navigate their aircraft and make appropriate decisions during the flight. It allows for flexibility in case of unexpected diversions, changes in weather conditions, or the need to extend flight time beyond the original plan. Adhering to the minimum fuel requirement for VFR flight during daylight hours demonstrates responsible flight planning and promotes safety. By carrying the required fuel reserves, pilots can mitigate the risks associated with fuel exhaustion, enhance their ability to respond to unexpected situations, and prioritize the well-being of everyone on board. Understanding and complying with these regulations is crucial for pilots, as they contribute to the overall safety and efficiency of flight operations conducted under VFR during daylight hours. 6477. How long before the proposed operation should a request be submitted to the controlling ATC facility to operate in Class C airspace without the altitude reporting transponder? A. 1 hour. B. 8 hours. C. 24 hours. The correct answer is A. A request to operate in Class C airspace without an altitude reporting transponder should be submitted to the Controlling Air Traffic Control (ATC) facility at least 1 hour before the proposed operation. Class C airspace is designated around certain airports to accommodate moderate to high-volume air traffic. To ensure the safety and efficiency of operations within Class C airspace, specific requirements are in place for aircraft entering this airspace. One of the requirements for operating in Class C airspace is the use of an altitude reporting transponder, which helps ATC monitor and manage the airspace more effectively. However, there may be situations where an aircraft needs to operate in Class C airspace without an altitude reporting transponder, such as in the case of equipment malfunction or certain types of aircraft that are not equipped with transponders. In such cases, the pilot must request permission from the controlling ATC facility to operate without an altitude reporting transponder. The correct option states that this request should be submitted at least 1 hour before the proposed operation. This advance notice allows ATC to assess the request, coordinate with other traffic, and make necessary arrangements to ensure the safe integration of the non-transponder-equipped aircraft into the Class C airspace. By adhering to this requirement and providing sufficient notice to the controlling ATC facility, pilots demonstrate their commitment to maintaining safe operations within Class C airspace and facilitate effective coordination between the pilot and ATC. 6478. A transponder with altitude reporting capability is required for all airspace? A. Below 14,500 feet MSL. B. Above 12,500 feet MSL, excluding airspace at or below 2,500 feet AGL. C. At and above 10,000 feet MSL, excluding airspace at or below 2,500 feet AGL. The correct answer is C. A transponder with altitude reporting capability is required for all airspace at and above 10,000 feet MSL, excluding airspace at or below 2,500 feet AGL. To ensure effective air traffic control and enhance airspace safety, certain requirements are in place regarding the use of transponders with altitude reporting capability. These requirements specify the altitudes at which aircraft must have a functioning transponder to provide altitude information to air traffic control. The correct option states that a transponder with altitude reporting capability is required for all airspace at and above 10,000 feet MSL, mean sea level, excluding airspace at or below 2,500 feet AGL, above ground level. This means that when operating in airspace at or above 10,000 feet MSL, pilots must have a transponder that can transmit their aircraft's altitude information to air traffic control. The altitude reporting capability of a transponder allows air traffic controllers to accurately monitor and separate aircraft, especially in areas with higher traffic volume or where specific altitude requirements are in place. By requiring transponders with altitude reporting capability in this airspace, aviation authorities aim to enhance situational awareness and maintain safe and efficient operations. It is important for pilots to be aware of and comply with these requirements when operating in airspace at and above 10,000 feet MSL. Having a properly functioning transponder with altitude reporting capability not only facilitates effective air traffic control, but also contributes to overall airspace safety by ensuring accurate altitude information is available for proper traffic separation.